I'm an artist. I'm the intergenerational director at the Dr. George W. Davis Senior Center. Thank you. All of you could be anywhere tonight. You could be asleep. You could be hanging out. You could be watching television. You could be at a bar. But you chose to be here tonight. So that is truly an honor. So we're really lucky to have you here. So I just want to tell you, a lot of people were walking around like, so what is this all about? Like, why are we even here? What is the whole purpose of this? I'm just going to give you a 5-second background. Please tell me when to shut up. So this started a while ago. I was invited to come out to this place called Key West, Florida, do a community project. And that project was what I call a community quilt project. You know, like the quilts like people have around here. You wrap yourself in, you get warm. But this community quilt was really special because it was designed to preserve the history of Key West. And I went and started working with the community, and they wanted me to create this project because they said, we're dealing with this issue of gentrification and the displacement of the African American community. Now, like in this video, you may see that this community goes back hundreds and hundreds of years. The founding of Key West, a lot of these people, they had family roots that go that far back. I started traveling around. I started going into people's homes and realized, my gosh, this is so similar to what's happening in San Francisco. As a matter of fact, the housing, some of the public housing in Key West was naval bases, old naval housing and everything else. Now, those of you that are from this area, guess what that sounds like? The same thing in San Francisco. So it was so similar, same connection. So I wanted to really figure out a way to really try to tie that all together. And I was blessed. I'm going to have a solo show there of some of my art, but I was able to come out in the community and do this quilt project and got people excited. So now we're talking about coming full circle. I worked with the SF Urban Film Fest, who has been helping with all of this wonderful stuff. They wanted to partner with me and the support of Dr. George W. Davis and a place called the Bahama Village Music Festival and the Studios of Key West. We all came together to do this project. So the purpose of this is for you to see a series of films, a series of things that really talk about those issues of gentrification, issues around home, but not just a sad story, but the reality that, guess what? Through the arts, through creativity, through intergenerational exchange, which means young people, seniors working together. I want to shout out from all of the seniors that work with the intergenerational. I'm looking around. I'm seeing Mr. Peter, Miss Mary. I'm seeing all these people, Miss Mary, Miss Jerry Hill, Miss Roberta. I'm looking at all these people that are part. And Miss Brenda, I can't leave anybody out. If I'm leaving you out, forgive me. Miss Classy, I'm not going to leave you out. They have all, Miss Barbara Duty, they have all been participants in these programs, work with young people, do these creative things, and that stabilizes a community. The Bayview and Dr. George W. Davis has become an example of that. Because where this community has been affected because of gentrification, guess what? All of a sudden, this center becomes a focal point. This center becomes a stabilizer in the midst of all of this displacement that has taken place. So this is what this has been about. And we here are now becoming an example for other places. So Key West is starting to look at this area and say, whoa, now this gentrification is happening. We're losing people. What can we do? We got an example now, this place. So again, thank you all. Thank you. If I haven't mentioned your name, thank you for your support. And I think I'm going to stop talking unless I could talk some more. I don't know. Should I stop talking? Okay, I'm gonna shut up.
Thank you, William. William, you're going to stay up here, William. All right. Now I'm going to do formal introductions for the bicoastal conversation. Please, William. It's a great pleasure to introduce our two panelists this evening. These people are tireless for their community, and it's been an honor to work with them on this program. To the right of me is William Rhodes. He's a multimedia artist and director of the intergenerational program with Bayview Senior Services. In 2011, he co-founded the 3.9 Art Collective, which was formed in response to the declining Black population in San Francisco. Williams' creative works are in the collections of various galleries and museums, including most recently in the permanent collection of the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture in Washington, D.C. Woo! Nice going, William. Amazing. And we have coming in from Bahama Village in Key West, Florida, Kawana Staffney Ash. She's a fourth generation Conch native. She's executive director at the Bahama Village Music Program, where her main goal is to continue to find ways to bridge the gap between generations and to bring cultural awareness to the forefront. She believes that music and the arts are the perfect vessels to break down walls, build bridges, and generate the awareness that brings forth pride. Take it away.
Thank you all. Quick announcement. We are in the Bayview, so I have to make this announcement. They worked it out? Okay, then I don't have to make the announcement. Oh, this is so exciting.
Oh, this is so exciting. I'm looking forward.
Hi, William. How are you? It looks cold out there. It's not here. It looks cold out there, though.
Okay, rub it up. So, Kawana, we got a train that just passed. Hope you didn't hear that. So, I think you just came back from a huge event today. Can you tell us about it? And I just, a quick side note, these questions were provided to me from the SF Urban Film Fest, okay? And these are great questions.
Today we had the 200th celebration of the establishment of Key West. So hats off. Today we're 200 years old. We had our birthday today. And it was a fantastic celebration down at Mallory Square that had a time capsule presentation where different members of the community were able to put something in there. And in 50 years, that will be reopened and unveiled. And I had the Steel Pan Band there, as well as our Bahama Village Music Program Junior Junkanoos. We were able to show the dignitaries that came over from the Bahamas that we are keeping the tradition alive.
And I also want to do a shout out. And I heard your interview. Just to let you guys know that this event was mentioned on NPR radio. Am I correct? And I heard your amazing interview earlier today, Kawana. Is that correct?
Thank you so much. I have never done anything like that before, so it was definitely an experience. I appreciate it so much, William. I talked about your friend, as usual, my grandmother, Consuelo. She couldn't be here tonight, but she sends her love, all 94 years of it.
Thank you. So this is one of our other questions. It's funny. I just want to say, Kawana, every time I'm about to ask a question, a train goes by. I don't know what that means. But so Kawana, this is for me. And what is your project connecting Bayview and Key West, and how did you get started? A little bit about that. Whoops. Talked a little bit about that. And I have to say, though, on a separate note, the project also got started because Studios of Key West and their wonderful director named Jeb Dobbs invited me out. but I had no idea that I was going to get the warm welcoming that I would get and receive from the community. And that's really how this project started, because going there, it literally felt like I was going home. So I just want you guys to imagine what the setting is. Imagine it's probably 20 degrees warmer than it is right now here. We were in a setting that was, and this all happened really kind of impromptu. We were in this beautiful park. The water was pretty close, and there were people, kids out that we didn't even know, and seniors, and they all just came together without any like issues. I didn't have to pay anybody. They just wanted to do the project. And they all came together to work on this quilt project, which was amazing. And we had music. We had some of the traditional food, the conch salad. We had the Bahama punch, and all of this was happening at the same time. So it was like a family reunion in many ways. So to answer that question, that's really how this project got started. Now, Kawana, I'm going to ask you. I think. Wait a minute. Let's see, Kawana. Now, how have you seen youth get involved in the community activism, specifically like through your program or through the things that are taking place in Key West?
Well, through my program, they are now becoming a part of Junkanoo, which is from the Bahamas. It goes back well before even I was here. This is something now that the children are now becoming aware of. They are trying to be a part of it. They are trying to continue it, and they're trying to keep it alive. And so that's one aspect of it. Then you have just different ways to have the old teach the young, and have the young return the favor. There's a lot of that in this community, period. As I expressed to the audience that's here, I was brought up on that, and that has always stayed with me. And so therefore, when I took this program over, that was one of the main premises behind me being the executive director of the program. I said, listen, what our elders have taught us, we need to pass on to that generation and then that generation and keep it going. To lose that is just insane to me. So that's what we're going to do. Everything that we can do to bridge those generational gaps, whether it's through the quilt, whether it's through the Junkanoo, whether it's just passing on the knowledge that Ellen Sanchez has bestowed upon this entire community, we're going to do it. So any way that I can figure it out, William, I will do it.
Now, for myself, the question is, what is the intergenerational project, and why did I start it? So I was the intergenerational project that really started here in at Dr. George W. Davis. I originally started a quilt project, very different than what was taking place in the Bahamas. And I started to go to different senior centers around the whole San Francisco area. Out of that, I ended up here at Dr. George W. Davis. And there was a former employee that told me while I was here that there was a position that opened. And so I was, I just said, okay, I'll just apply and see what happens. And from that, I was lucky enough to get hired. And they didn't look at my police record or anything. So I was like, I passed all of that stuff and was able to get hired. And I, am a member of this center. And so and being an artist, the one thing that I know, there are so many things that I could fake, but I can't fake the fact of my love of art. And that was one thing I was able to do. So I wanted to bring in a creative aspect into the intergenerational projects and the intergenerational program. So that's where all of this really started, where incorporating the art and developing the program. And I've been so fortunate to have a supervisor, Neil Hatton, Kathy Davis. They support me and allow me to come up with all of these crazy ideas. So I'm really fortunate. Kawana, I have another question for you here. Um, how have you? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, 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 no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My cards have been shuffled. I shuffled them, moving around. So, what do you think the importance of the quilt project that I did in your community? What do you think the importance of it is for the Bahama Village?
Well, I think the importance is that you've given us a new tradition. You have given us another piece to that puzzle of bridging the gaps. This is now going to become a tradition to our Gourmet Festival. We will continue to add to this quilt every year and year and year and year after year until hopefully it becomes bigger than the island. That's the goal. And the thing is that every part that goes on this quilt is either an expression of love, or it's an expression of pride, or an expression of self. And that's just priceless. I mean, you gave this community something, William, that no one could have ever given. And these kids and the elders have talked about this since you've gone, and they are already preparing, excuse my French, for this year. You have no idea. The art designs are already being made. The elders are reaching out to the young people to help them create their designs for the quilt, since they can't do it themselves. And the youth are willing to do it. So it's something that no matter what I could have put together, that's something I couldn't bring to the table. So William, you have given us something that will last a lifetime, and we are so grateful and thank you so much for that.
Wow, thank you so much. I want to give you a hug. I really do. So this is our last question. Um, for me, what is the importance of the intergenerational art project, like the Bayview sign? Um, Again, I'm gonna all of the people that help participate in the Bayview sign. Can you raise your hand, please, in our audience? I'm seeing hands. Some people are being shy. It was super important. That's the answer. Miss Linda, hello. They participated in the Bayview sign. I'm pointing them out. Mr. Wesley, Miss Linda. Um, so this Bayview sign, for those of you that don't know, when you come off of that highway on 3rd, there are these beautiful letters. We were invited by Public Glass to be a part of this, and I had no idea it was going to take off like that. People in the community, seniors, Kathy Davis, she elicited all of these people to bring dishes. And a lot of the seniors brought dishes. And I'm not just talking just any old junky mug that you drink coffee out of. I'm talking an antique plate that somebody's grandmother owned. Like, I was afraid to break it up. And they were willing to break these dishes up and actually incorporate that into these signs. So when you go past those signs, when you come off that highway, if you take your time and look at it, please understand, and I'm being sincere when I say this, their family histories in those pieces, literally. Somebody's grandmother or great grandmother's dishes are a part of those signs. So it's much more than just an average thing. So for me, I feel emotional. It's the intergenerational program has really helped me heal in so many ways. And just understand. One last thing I'm gonna say is with some of the kids, because I used to actually work in the schools in this community, and I couldn't understand when I worked with some of the kids. The kids, sometimes I'd walk in the door and they'd be mad, angry at me. I had a kid throw a chair at me once as soon as I walked in the door. And I couldn't understand the connection in that. And over time, I really started to understand that, some of these children are going through so much stuff, and they don't have grandparents or older people in their life to set an example. So when these programs take place and they're actually working with these elders, you know, it's a healing process for them. And the last thing I'm going to say, I've actually had people in the program, some elders or seniors come in, and they would never say a word to me. But when those kids started working with them, it was like they were two different people. And I mean that sincerely. I have photographs to prove it. It was shocking. And we have, Mr. Alonzo's another example. Mr. Alonzo Walker. He goes every week into the schools, works with these young kids, teaching them African drumming. He's been drumming for what, 50 years? 55, 60. I'm not trying to make him sound old, but truly, he's been drumming for a long time. And we have people like Mr. Oscar James, who's a historian of our community. Those are the people that the kids have to see because it creates the foundation. So that answers the question. I'm going to stop rambling, but that sets the foundation for the intergenerational program. So are there any questions for the from the audience, or do we have any questions, folks? Or Kawana, would you like to say anything? Please, I'll stop talking.
Just to piggyback on what you said, William, preservation is key. If we don't preserve our culture, our traditions, they will be lost. And you're absolutely right. The elders love to tell the younger generation about the times they've had, where they come from, so that they don't make the mistakes going forward. So it's crucial to our withstanding the test of time, and to live and preserve and to gather and to love and to accept one another. That is key to our existence. And if we don't give that to our kids, if we don't pour that into our kids, then it will be gone forever. And I'm sorry, I can't let that happen. Not on my watch. And we have so many champions in our community here in Key West. We've got John Wilson Smith. We have Mona Clark. I was a part of a group with her, Tomorrow's Leaders Today. Never forget it. She didn't play any games. She taught you about etiquette. She taught you about being a lady. And she taught you mostly about community service. And that stuck with me. That stuck with me. And we have to bring those things back to our community. But these elders are just that. They are elders. They're getting old. So now it's time for us 40-somethings and late 30-somethings to carry that torch and pick it up and give what we were taught to the next generation after us. So it is important. It is priceless. And it is something that can never, ever, ever go away.
Oh, yep. Yes.
What do you think that the youth can bring, or like if it's an intergenerational conversation, what are the youth and the kids bringing to the seniors?
So I'm going to repeat the question, Kawana, because you may want to answer this first. Could you hear her at all? Oh, you can't hear. Okay, so what are the youth actually bringing to the seniors? What are they contributing to the intergenerational exchange?
They are bringing modern day times. They are bringing things. I have actually a project that I'm about to start where these youth are going to teach the elders how to use computers and just get into this new day and age and technology. They're going to even, with our music program, they're going to be teaching the elders how to play instruments. I'm going to teach anything from the sax to the piano, and even have some of those join us in the choir. And the Junkanoos is a great example because Harold Pelote is an original Key West Junkanoo from over 50 years. So that right there in itself speaks volumes. So we're going to keep on doing things like that, so that we give them that sense that they never had before. Some of these babies, They are come from single parent homes, and so we're going to use those elders for mentors. We're going to use them for guidance. We're going to use them for just basic overall human principles. I think etiquette has kind of gone out the window, so we're going to bring that back. We're going to go back to the basics on this end. So using the arts, using music is going to help us do that. I hope that answers your question in San Francisco. Thank you for the question.
Thank you. Any other questions? Yes. Uh-huh. I'm sorry. I don't want to speak on something I don't know. I can tell you this: when I first started the intergenerational program, I actually got online and did all of these searches of intergenerational programs all over the world, trying to just get an idea. It, I'm I'm sure it exists, and please, anybody in the audience, correct me, but I couldn't find anything. So I don't know. Correct me. Yes, is there? Oh, yeah, I could not find anything. The clue, the Dr. Davis Center is really revolutionary, just with all of the things they offer. So those of you, this is just a quick. I'm gonna just throw this as a quick plug. So, yeah, we have the intergenerational program, which is fabulous. But the Dr. Davis Center itself and Bayview Senior Services offer housing. They offer services for financial services for seniors. They also have for vets. They also have seniors that have been incarcerated. There are programs that they offer for that. They have the food services, which everybody may know about. So it's a lot of stuff, and I think I'm leaving out some stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that's really happening here that I think is kind of revolutionary in some ways. Yeah, that was a great question, though. Any other? I thought I saw another hand. Was it someone else that had a question? I'm sorry. Oh, it's a questions from Key West.
I have actually more of a statement from Wilson Smith.
Studios of Key West, all those that are in attendance here in Key West and in San Francisco. This has been very emotional for me, especially in the early clips that were shown as to the struggles that we have come through. This program tonight, I realize how important having this will be transferred on to younger generations and also being limited to them. And the same thing for the programs that you're doing, Kawana, with the music. Bringing the music back is so important, and especially with the junk canoes, because it has been a part of this culture for so long, and now it does not exist. So I hope that you will continue on, and we will support you, the Frederick Douglass Black Memorial Project. Forward to something that came up on the arts is how do we recreate the dirge band? So just the thoughts of putting out there, but the murals and showing this culture where it's exposed and available to everyone would make a big difference in preserving this community. It is one of the last communities, and I feel that that the heart and soul of Key West is diminished to not have a community here. So I'm asking that whatever we can do to preserve our community and to keep this history intact is very important, and this art will definitely do just that. Thank you very much.
I don't know if you heard Mr. John. I hope you heard everything out there in San Francisco, but basically what he wants to do, he's speaking on behalf of the Frederick Douglass Black Educators Project, and to continue what we're doing and to add some of those things like the murals that we were shown earlier, and create that same thing with the murals here in Bahama Village to show our story. So when people walk our streets, they can see our story. And whether it's the struggle or whether it's the happy side, but that way everyone who comes here is fully aware of Bahama Village. It's not just a place to just walk down the street and ride a go-kart or a moped or a bicycle. It means so much more. He actually gives his regards to you, William, and many thanks for everything that we've been doing, and would like to make sure that we continue to do that. Did I get that in its entirety, John, summing up?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. He says I did a good job, so thank you so much.
I just want to say one last thing too. You know, we also talking about things moving full circle. So we have Miss Loretta Gooden, who's been doing the music tonight, and I don't want to. I'm so bad with names. Please tell me the two gentlemen that are playing with you tonight. Nick, Ned, Ned Boynton, and Eddie Brown. Danny, I'm sorry, Danny Brown. So we're gonna hopefully have some time for you to hear them perform tonight. But Miss Loretta is really we're honored to have her here tonight because she's a jewel of the community too. So she's just not somebody that just pops up and we said, okay, let's just hire her because she just sounds good. She is that, but she also is a person that has strong community roots. Her family is part of that big five that we talk about in this community. That was her grandmother who was a part of that. So, you know, she came and she's toured and played all over the country and out of the country, but she found her way back. So she's now a part of this Bayview community. So again, coming around full circle. And she did a project with a group of young kids in Boston where a group of these young kids came together. They interviewed her and they produced 12 songs based off of the interviews with her and a few other seniors from the community. So we're very fortunate. We're all freezing too here. Kawana, don't say a thing.
No, I have nothing to say. I'm so sorry for you guys.
And please tell Mr. Johns, tell John that I said hello. Tell everyone that I said hello. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon for the exhibition.
I want to say thank you so much and a few closing words.
Yes, thank you so much to William Rhodes. Another round of applause. And to Kawana Staffney Ash. It's been such an honor working with these two, as well as Jed Dodds from Studios of Key West and the big team at Bayview Senior Services, as well as the big team at Tropic Cinema over in Key West. It's amazing hearing about how your quilt is a new tradition over there, and hearing about the Junkanoo Festival and the Goombay Festival. I know we're all cold. I just want to make an announcement. Faye's been passing out some surveys. It really helps us. If you can fill it out, it just takes a moment. Helps us figure out who we're serving, who we're not serving, and how we can do a better job. And then I will pass it off to Susie.
Oops. Okay, what am I supposed to say here? Oh, we're a very small organization, the SF Urban Film Festival. So, particularly if you're online and you want to donate, we have a little click something somewhere. Also, we are basically all volunteer run. So, if you're into it and want to volunteer with us, we would love it. The more voices, the merrier. You can follow us on social media at SF Urban Film Fest on all of our different channels, or get out to us on email. What else am I supposed to say? Okay.
And that's a wrap for the 8th annual SF Urban Film to Bahama Village. Thank you to all the seniors and the families here. at the Dr. Davis Senior Center in the Bayview, San Francisco.
And over here in San Francisco, oh, and thanks to Skip for doing our AV over here, our video and our sound. And over here in San Francisco, we're going to close out with Miss Loretta Goodman and Danny Brown and Ned Boynton. Thank you so much.
I went down to Brazil in Rio all day long. I heard my father's song that bossa nova beat so sweet. I heard the real bossa nova, but never got over the thrill till I went to Brazil. No other people than me play guitar with the beats and the thrill. When you're down in Rio all day long, I heard my father's song, that bossa nova beat so sweet. Come on, Daddy. Danny Brown on sax. I heard the real bossa nova, but never got over the thrill till I went to Brazil. No other people than me play guitar with the beat and the thrill. When you're down in Rio all day long, I heard my father's song, that that bossa nova beat flows sweet, so sweet, so Thank you, thank you. Can you sing? I'm saying something. Bring the daddy leg with you. Come on. Kiana? Deandi? What a beautiful name for a beautiful girl. Come on. Tell us how old you are. She's 3 years old. Say hello to Deandi. She's here with us. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna swing this. What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours brought the sun and the flowers where there used to be rain. My yesterdays are blue deep, and today I'm part of you. My lonely nights are through deep since you said you were mine. What a difference a day makes. There's a rainbow before me. Clouds above can be stormy. Since that moment of bliss, that thrilling kiss, it's heaven, darling, when you find romance on your menu. What a difference a day makes, and the difference is what a difference a day makes. 24 little hours brought the sun and the flowers where there used to be rain. My yesterdays are blue, dear, and today I'm part of you, dear. My lonely nights are through, dear, since you said you were mine. Oh, what a difference a day makes. There's a rainbow before me. Clouds above can't be stormy. Since that moment of bliss, that really kiss, it's heaven, darling. When find romance on your menu. Oh, what a difference a day makes. And the difference is you. Oh, what a difference a day makes. And the difference is you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I guess we'll do one more song. I don't know what time is it? We're here until 6 if you want to stay with us. It's 5:42. We've got a few more songs.
Feels really cool. Not on the live stream.
Oh. I know, right on you. He's smiling.
Okay.
Here's Rod. Here's Rod. Oh, Rod's here too. Rod, hold Hey, how is it? Hi. We got a little low.
Show up.
You're here just in time.
Willow, we for me. Willow, we for me. And your branches down along the ground and cover me. Listen to my plea. Hear me, willow, and
We owed and we
for
cramped.
me. On my lover's tree, summer tree, and left me here to read my tears into the stream. Sad as I can be, hear me, willow, and for me. Whisper to the wind and say that love has sinned. It left my heart aching and aching alone. Murder to the night to hide its starry light, so none can see me crying and sighing all alone. Oh, willow,
I was thinking I was going to get here faster.
willow, weep and tree, bend your branches down on the ground and cover me. Listen to my plea. Hear me, willow, and you me. Come on, Dan.
I really just get
Whisper to the wind and say that love has sinned, left my heart aching and making a moan. Over to the night to hide its starry light, so none can see me crying and sighing all alone. Oh, will all weep for me, will all weep for me. Bend your branches down along the ground and cover me, yeah. Listen to my plea. Hear me, willow, and weep for me. Weep, willow, willow, weep for me. Weep for me. Oh, oh, weep for me. Willow, weep for me. Willow, weep for me.
They're like, I should comment.
Yeah, y'all.